What is up, YouTube? And today we are taking a look at the newly released Dreamscape event. Now this event is going to quote unquote have the most rewards ever from any event, as the dev stated, and it looks like that is to be the case. Now there is some RNG involved, as with every Etheria restart event, but I'm here to tell you that the rewards are very good if you know what you're doing. So basically the way that this event works is you get 3 of these keys a day, and you can actually purchase up to 6 a day, which I don't really recommend as free to play because you can see it's very, very expensive, and you can actually get keys from doing the quests here. And by getting these keys, you will be able to actually go and enter these different mirror fragments. Each of them will drop their respective affinity dream data, and those can be used in the store to buy certain things. You'll also get these dream dusts, which are feathers. I don't know why they're not called dream feathers, but you can use these also in the store to buy certain boxes that can give you a lot of rewards as well. Now you're going to notice that one of these is going to be legendary. It'll be random every single time. Whichever one is legendary, you'll get more rewards from it, but it will have a harder difficulty at the end when you fight the last boss. Now basically the way these mirrors work, you're going to go inside and start one, and you're going to see that there's 2 portals, yellow and purple. The yellow one will actually have some damage battles, some chests even. It's basically less RNG with some rewards. And the right side, the purple portal, will be a more RNG aspect of the game. You can actually go in, you can gamble for rewards with some chests, with some random events, and just other stuff which can be either more rewarding or less rewarding on what you do. Now the last boss of each area is going to actually end the run and give you even more rewards. Each area is pretty challenging. You want to bring a heal block or a buff block or even a dispel, such as like Mio, Heinrich, Viper, since the bosses will heal and buff a lot. Basically, once you complete 3 of these mirrors, you will then unlock the main boss. And you can see at the bottom here it says Lundell will actually open up. And when you fight the main boss, you'll also get even more rewards, and you'll have this like accumulated damage tier to get some extra stuff here. Basically, it's gonna disable affinities as well. So if you actually look at the mirrors, just make sure before you go in, you'll see that some affinities will be disabled. Basically the ones that is weak to the one that you're going into, so you wouldn't want to use them anyways. But even the main boss will have a disabled affinity here, and you're going to want to make sure that when you're fighting the main boss that you actually have a good team comp. If you guys don't know what team comps to bring, if you click the leaderboard down here, you'll see that there are going to be different team comps that people run. There's a ton of them. Just make sure you follow these team comps. Basically, the one for today, the blue one, if you're doing it, is going to be the one that the second guy is using here. This is like the one that they used in the Asia server as well a couple hours ago. It's going to be Lily, Linglo, Klaus, Frey, and Diting is the best options. But there's a ton of other team comps that you can use and find some good results as well. You're just doing as much damage as you can, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But basically, you're just going to get a ton of these currencies, and you'll be able to use them in the shop. Now, for the shop, let's actually talk about it. So, like I mentioned, you don't really want to buy too many keys with your crystals. It's not going to really be worth it unless you are a heavy whale, because the keys will just give you more currencies in the end, and you're going to see that the rewards can be really RNG and not really worth it for some, of these boxes. So the boxes are going to be used or purchased with these dream dusts. So the dream dusts, you can see, can be used to buy crystals, shadow prints, these prototypes, which can give you SR or SSRs, fragments, of course, these are fragments, and lattice fragments. Now, right away, you're probably going to be drawn to the lattice fragments, but I'm here to tell you that this does not drop any fragments at all. It does, but it drops it in very low amounts. The crystals are going to be way more consistent, although there's more RNG, but you're going to see the lattice fragments are barely going to give you anything. So if I show you here, I will buy 13, right? This is 54,000. This is a good amount of dust. You're going to probably get this in like 2 or 3 runs. So it might even be like 1 day of runs. Do 13 boxes, you'll see I got 5 fragments, which is actually honestly a high roll. Don't expect to get this much. I've seen people get as low as like 3. So you can see you barely are getting any lattice fragments from this. So for the most part, you're going to want to buy the crystals. It's way more worth it as a free to play. I think if you're not max refreshing keys every day and just like hard spending like thousands of dollars, you're probably not going to want to go for the dream lattice boxes. In terms of the dream data exchange, like I mentioned, you'll get these like elemental currencies from going to the respective mirrors. So basically, when you're doing this event, you're going to want to like target certain elements, and that's because you'll get only that specific element's dream data. And in the shop here, you'll see that for the dream data exchange, there's going to be certain things that you can buy with specific elements. So if you're going for the lattice fragments here, which in this case it's actually worth it because you're guaranteed it and there's no gambling, the light and the dark ones are very good to go for. If you want to go for more LD summons for the future LD banners, you can go for the red, blue, and green ones. If you want to go for the enhanced prototypes, which has a chance to summon an SR, SSR, you go for red, blue, and green. And the other ones are probably going to be like secondary thoughts because these three are the main like rewards. Now, in terms of what I think you should prioritize, for the most part, I think getting the perfect lattice is going to be the most important. And the second one is probably going to be the Apex fragment, or not the Apex fragment, the Apex prototypes. And then probably after that, it's going to be either the enhanced prototypes or the evolution lattice, the purple lattice. Really up to you what you want to buy. This event does have a lot of rewards, but there's a lot of RNG in it, which is kind of making people quite upset. But I think the best way to actually tackle this event is, even though there's RNG, the rewards are very high for an event. Don't take it too seriously and kill yourself min-maxing. You can rerun last bosses over and over if you really want. I've seen people like even do the last boss in this legendary in the Abyss difficulty for like 2 hours to try to get the max rewards. You know, don't do it to the point where you're not having fun. You're just getting rewards anyways for free, and I'm sure this will rerun in the future with more rewards. So, you know, just make sure that you're going in with kind of sort of like a strategy and a plan in terms of what dream essences you want, and you should be good to go. Now, to show you guys, you know, for an example run, I'll just do this Heinrich run real quick, and you guys can see how it actually plays out. Basically, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you know, and I showed you earlier, there's like the 2 portals. For me, I'm a heavy gambler, so we're going to the right one. Honestly, this one's the most fun one, but there is the most RNG, and you can see right away, there's like 3 options here that I get. And you can see I can get one that immediately gain, I'll start at the top, immediately gain a certain amount of dust. You can get extra rewards in the next room, but the dream will be random, or you can immediately gain 10 to 30% of your current dream dust. So obviously the last one's not that great because I only have 2,500, and you can either choose the first 2 here, which is probably going to be the best. I'm going to go for the full gamble because we are gamblers. And I think that was 2550, so that was pretty good, right? That's more than average. And then I'll go to the right again, and you'll see that there's going to be another RNG reward. And you can see there's like an offering that we actually get. Offer Dream Dust, 50% chance to receive 2x return, 50% chance to receive nothing. Well, Mama didn't raise no bitch, so we're going all in. And we get double. So you can kind of see this can get very, very frustrating. So I'm going to say, you know, you don't want to actually, you know, gamble too much. You know, don't go too crazy because if you get nothing back, it's not really worth it. But, you know, it's up to you and what you want to do. So actually, this is the first time I've ever fought this. So we are just going to run a pretty safe team comp here. And I have no idea what this does, so we're going to find out together. But it looks like it has a buff. For each debuff, it takes more damage. Okay, that's perfect. My team has, I think, 5 debuffs. Oh, and that's the fight. You can see, okay, the fights are pretty easy, you can see. It's going to be really easy for lower levels to just walk through it. But, you know, I am going only through the right ones. I'll go through the left one for the next one here, but I want to show you. There's another wheel you can do here that you can, like, spin and then, you know, land on one of these. And then you can actually have a chance to double it or just take the rewards. And for me, I think my luck is running out, so I'm just going to take it. So Mama did raise a bitch. And then if we go to the left one here, you'll see that this one will have more static rewards, less RNG. You can see right now, if I defeat the leader here, which is going to be... Oh, basically if I defeat the last boss here, I get 3,000 extra dream dust. So there's no RNG, right? And then there's like the boss here that you can fight. Basically, it's pretty easy. You just want to make sure you bring a buff block if you can. So Viper, Mio, or whatever is good. You can see like they have a catchy here, so having something to dispel that off would be very nice. But, you know, I'm just going to play through it very quickly and just do it with this team because my team is pretty geared. And you can see we are pretty much finishing this run. I kind of just base roll through it. But like I said, you know, different bosses will have different monsters or like mobs, kind of like anti-sync echoes. So you want to strategize depending on what you see. But you can see at the end, this is like the total rewards you get. You can see I got the dark dream data because I did the dark one. And basically you just get rewards and then you're able to use it right away. So yeah, this is pretty much the event. I know I went through it pretty fast. I didn't want to make the video too long though. But, you know, I'll just do this again for you guys so you can see. Bam. Yeah, you can see I just I literally got 0 fragments for that. So you can kind of see what I'm saying. The lattice isn't worth it. I definitely just recommend going for the crystals, and if you buy this out, then maybe go for the lattice fragments if you want to gamble a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much the event in a nutshell. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it. I think it's not as good as I hoped it would have been, but it is free rewards. It does have, technically it does have more events, or more rewards than other events, so they weren't lying on that, but just curious on your thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide and get some good rewards, and I'll see you guys next video.